Hey, Jonathan Oliphant.
Hello.
By the way, I don't know anyone that has a more enjoyable opening line.
My name's John Long. It's nice to meet you all. That's my real name. I think it's quite right to laugh. Don't hold it in. It is stupid. Some people think I've made it up. My real name, John Long. I've shortened it. My full name's Jonathan Longathan. You can call me that. J-Lo, if you prefer.
That must be one of the things that you came up with earliest.
Yeah, and it was pure accident. It was someone who... It was... do you know a guy called Jake Pickford? Do you ever give it that guy?
Yeah.
We did a gig with him, and he introduced me, and he went... he introduced me as Jonathan Long, and then he came and said, "Oh, I don't know why I said Jonathan." And I almost fucked up. I always said Jonathan Longathan, and it made everyone in the green room laugh. And then I went, "Oh, I'm having that."
Yeah. Well, you know, nobody else can nick it.
That's the thing. It's one of those shows. Usually, when that happens in a green room, people will try and claim their stake. But
That was the first bit of new you did tonight, the pigeon bit.
yes, I did a pigeon bit, and then I think I did another banker just to establish myself, and I think it was the fox bit.
Yeah.
But I tried a new angle, repetitive.
What was the new angle today?
How you approach to get into it, like a lot of sights, a lot of sounds.
Little sights and sounds I wasn't prepared for. You know? Like, for example, before I moved to London, I'd never heard the noises that foxes make when they make love. I think in Lincolnshire they do that further away. Or maybe a bit more coy about the whole thing. But I'd never heard that. Have you all heard the noise? Yeah. Okay, I don't need to do the impression, that's good.
I'd never heard the noises that foxes make when they make love. Like, I would never say that noise.
Have you used the phrase country bumpkin before?
No.
Because I thought that was new. It's a nice phrase, country bumpkin.
Bumpkin, yeah.
Like, it does kind of, you know.
I hadn't heard it and no one mentioned it. They don't mention it, Londoners. Anyone grow up in London here? Yeah, why don't you tell us? Let us find out for ourselves. Cruel trick. Get country bumpkins like me walking on the streets at 3 a.m. in our pyjamas going, "Are you okay? What is happening out there? I've called the police, they come!"
So you know whether
while.
you've done them a bit, but you know the scaffold, but you kind of prefer a different journey towards it.
Yeah, something similar to what you would do, I think. It comes from emceeing, I think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It comes from something's happened in the room and you need to link it to your joke.
Yeah.
So you find, and
Ways
when
to
you do it, you're
make
like,
it live.
that joke can be approached from there and there and there.
How did you feel the pigeon bit went? So, like, the first time you've done it on stage?
Yeah, so that happened to me the other day, that I genuinely said, "Excuse me," to a pigeon, and there was a woman there.
Yeah.
Although recently I was on a platform and I was walking past a pigeon and I was like, "Oh, sorry." Excuse me. And then it turned out there was a woman I hadn't seen before, and she went, "Yes?" Because she assumed I was speaking to her. Why wouldn't she? And so I had to look around, and it was just her and me and the pigeon. And I had to admit to her, I was talking to him. That was fun.
She said, "Yes," and I had to explain to her I was talking to the
Did you actually say it out loud? Did you say it to the woman? Like, I was talking to the pigeon.
I was like, "Oh, so..." Well, I did.
Yeah.
I sort of gestured. I didn't go, "I was talking to him," like I said there, but I sort of went, "I was just... sorry." And actually, weirdly, the thing about me going, was talking to him, actually, wasn't necessarily the biggest part of it, and I think I need to get to that better. But what was a pleasant surprise for me is how much everyone else... The thing about you can do that with a pigeon. You can,
You guys have got wildlife up close, up front. Pigeons. I love pigeons. They're charming. You don't make enough of your pigeons here. I feel like they're so sort of human in the way they interact as pedestrians. You know that thing where you're with a person and you go, "Oh, sorry." You can do that with a pigeon. And I have to stop myself from doing it because I realised I got funny looks when I first moved here. But I ended up, because they're so lifelike, human-like, animatronic pigeons. They're so, I end up speaking to them. I'm like, "Oh, sorry, after you." I don't do it anymore because people look at me.
Would you do it differently? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely that part I'm going to change. But all from that, I'll still count it as a success though, because I'll go, so there's an extra laugh in the old pigeon going that way and going that way. So then I'll keep that bit and then change the bit about introducing the woman. You're quite right. I always think I'm going to just that's what I realise a lot of the time is how much of it is just about being clear and realising what's in here my head isn't. I think I know what I mean, obviously. But it's not just one person you're explaining it to. It's in today's instance, even in a small crowd, 50 people who have all come from coming at it from a different angle. You know, we've all got our own histories and our own cultural backgrounds and our own, all these different things that influence how we interpret information and things. So certain things get told to us, we're going to conjure up an image. You need to make sure that everyone in that room is thinking of the same image. And I sometimes just go through the details too quickly.
You're welcome. I don't know.
Have you ever had a bit where you've been doing it for quite some time and then you realise, oh, actually, if I just say this thing and it's gone stronger, or if you've taken something out, made it clearer in that way?
Yeah, definitely. Well, like today, the tube joke. Just being clearer about what was going on there in that situation. I was just rushing through it, and now I'm slower with the build-up. You can see other people, oh, I've been in that situation.
When I first got here, I thought to myself, I'm going to do lots of reading on the tube. Yeah. That's what I'm going to do when I'm on the tube. I'm going to do lots of reading, get lots of reading done. But I was too intimidated. There's too many people on the tube, too many faces, too many eyes. And it's quite an arrogant thing to think, but honestly, genuinely, what would happen is, on the tube, I had to stop. So I get so paranoid, because I'm quite a slow reader, right? And I'd be reading a book, and I'd get lost in my own world, stuck on a page for a little bit, and I'd start thinking that other people on the carriage had noticed this, and were now having quite unkind conversations. Like, see that guy over there? Don't look that one over there. Yeah. Hasn't turned the page in 5 minutes. There's a reading age of a 6-year-old. So I was so paranoid that was going on, sometimes I would turn the page when I hadn't finished that page. What the fuck am I doing? To look more studious or something.
The more observational bit at the beginning, which I never used to get, because I was just rattling through that. And then at the end, like a little fix is that I just was telling that punchline, it was getting okay. And now I just talk over the punchline and it gets 30% more. It's weird, like the tiniest technical changes that work. So I used to just say, I so rarely find Wally. And it would get a laugh. But I now say,
I so rarely found Wally. Why did I care?
I so rarely find Wally. Like, why do I care? And I start talking the next line, and then I let them laugh. Over
the next bit anyway,
So it's a mixture of like, getting better at making it clearer, and then fiddling with little bits of the delivery, which I never used to do, because I never think.
Me and my brother snuck out to the park. We knew we shouldn't have gone alone or after dark.
So there's one other thing I just wanted to come to, was the story, the dog song. There is the dogs. Is that new, or is that you've been doing it a while?
It's an old one I brought back quite recently.
Yeah, okay.
So it's one that I had and didn't have the skills to make work all the time.
Yeah, okay.
I used to lose them sometimes.
So they're trying to get comedians to make certain things more accessible. Okay, so that's what they've done. They gave me a topic to choose. I picked one, and this is a song about it. As a result, the reason I mention it is because for a bit at the beginning, it might feel like it's a bit sad, and it's fine. It's meant to be. And all relax, and it's gonna be fine in the end. Okay. Oh, feel the trust in the room. I love it.
Then, so when I did write that song years later, when I had established my character, I think sometimes I was delivering it with it. They could feel my nervousness, maybe, about, God, just get to the end, just got to get to the punchline before then. Yeah. Now I'm like sitting in it and being like, yeah, you'll think I'm a bastard.
You're letting the tension build. Yeah.
Which is just a confidence thing, because I don't feel so terrified as I used to.
She tells people we're hers and we play along. She locks us in a cage when she's not home. Me and my brother locked in a cage in the dark. Some of you are looking quite sad at this point. I think I've lost the room. I've made it too sad, haven't I? Although you're looking sad, and I think I've missed out. Did I make it clear enough? The brotherness of French bulldogs. No, fucking hell, John! That's my bad. I always... Halfway through, I was like, I didn't tell them, did I? I was looking at your face. I'm so... Pet theft! That's the big topic we're talking about here. But there was a huge spike in lockdown with pet theft. I'm sorry. That's on me. That's not you. Sorry. It's sad. It's not nearly as sad as you. Yeah, thank you. Sorry.
I mean, I particularly like the bulldog, the French bulldog's tension thing, because I didn't know where it was going either. But I kind of knew it would, you kind of, there's a lot of trust in the way that you deliver things. But that tension, that holding of the tension is enjoyable to do if you know actually the more that the tension builds, the funnier it's going to be.
Yeah.
But that only comes after having done it a number of times and it not being okay.
That's so much it. It's such a confidence trick, like everything. You know, Marcus Rashford isn't a better footballer than last year. He's just confident. That's why he's scoring twice as much. It's everything. You're so much better when you're confident.
Can you remember that throughout the rest? It's French Bulldogs, okay. Sad, not that sad. Her husband tickles our bellies by the fire. Oh, thank God I told you when I did. Jesus. Oh no. But it's sad. It's French Bulldogs, not that sad.
Also, my other thing to have confidence, when I got confidence is having outlines for emergencies. I stumble and sometimes I go, and then I used to not have it. So just having all your faults have an end line fixed game. Do you have those as well?
Yeah.
So I've got so today I did one. I went, oh sorry, I just had a series of small strokes and no one did anything about it. You know,
got the attention span of a 3-year-old. What we took? Oh, sorry. Well, I just had a series of small strokes. None of you did anything about it. That's good. Sorry.
Just knowing you have a silly little line for when everything goes wrong and everything.
Yep.
And then you might not even use it, but it's like a little safety net. Anyway, sorry.
But no, I mean.
But that happened today as well. And since I discovered that, I stopped stumbling. Once I found my fix, 80% drop in how much I stumble. Once I suddenly knew if I did, I've got a line for it. It's okay.
Well, I mean, but you energetically talking over yourself, that's part of what you do anyway. I mean, you can, as we're talking now, but even the little lines like that cleared the room.
No, I do want to do a song very quickly. It's a campaign, actually. They're approaching a lot of comedians for this campaign. Oh, well done you. That would have cleared the room a year ago. Not anymore. We're in it now, baby. Some of that sweet, sweet herd immunity. I love it. I love being back.
Little asides that energetically keep the energy going, but also keep people kind of laughing, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and also it comes across as confidence because you're not listening to see whether they laugh with this kind of needy silence.
No. Yeah.
You know.
You deliver it with a sense of.
Sense of kind of I've got somewhere to go. Actually, your laugh's all very well and good, but I've got somewhere else I need to be. And it's the end of this little bit that I'm really need you to hear.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing when I look back at old clips and things, more than anything, is just, look how frightened you look.
Anyway, thanks very much for coming on, John.
That was great, but you need therapy.